house when we were young and engaged a long time ago. And it felt like we toured 1,000 houses before then, but our realtor insisted that we see this one. And we toured it, and I thought it was okay, but Brian took me into the driveway afterwards and kind of grabbed my shirt and was like, "This is the one." I'm like, okay. Well, the last time he said that was about me, so I said, "Great, let's do it." Our offer was accepted, and we closed on the house the morning after my 30th birthday. And we stood in the backyard with our arms around each other, and we were looking at arguably the best birthday present of all time. And Brian goes, "Look at this space. Like, we could have chickens here." And it was huge. And I was like, "Chickens? We could have peacocks." And Brian laughed, and he shouldn't have done that. So fast forward a few years, and everything's going great. Great house, great marriage. We have made some really great choices. No babies yet. And the doctors aren't quite sure why, but they do know that if it does happen, it's probably gonna take a while. And I did not know how much I needed to be a parent until it didn't happen for me. And as time went on, it got worse and it got worse. And I don't know if there's ever something that you've wanted so badly that it feels like your soul is getting ripped out of your body, and all the little walls that hold you up start to fall apart, and the rest of you falls apart, and your whole sense of being crumbles, and you don't really know who you are anymore, and everything just collapses. And I was falling apart, and the only thing that I could do, I did the only thing that I thought that I could do. And I got chickens. Not too many, just like 6, nothing industrial, just a normal backyard flock. And it was great, but it didn't really fill the void. And I still had this void inside of me. And if you looked right at the void, like, you could see exactly what shape it was, like this shaped. But I didn't want to look at the void. It hurt too much. I kind of like turned this way and like squinted a little, and it, it kind of had like a head and like 4 limbs, 2 of which were almost certainly legs, and I don't know. So like I was just gonna kind of see what I could do here. So we got ducks, and that wasn't it. So we tried cats, so barn cats. Dog, that was closer, almost, not quite it. So I got my dog an Instagram account, but now I have the childless millennial trifecta. So I have chickens, cats, Instagram. Still have the void. But now we're a farm, right? So I got a Jeep that was so rusty and falling apart that our horrified mechanic told us if we stood up in the back that we would fall straight through to the road. So don't stand up in the back, I don't know. So one day, with this void still in place, I stumbled across this post after searching for the exact keywords that would bring me to this post, of a local woman who was selling off some of her younger peafowl. Perfect. So we jump into the Jeep, which we have affectionately started calling the trash Jeep after, yes, pieces of it started falling off. We jump into the trash Jeep, and we go and we pick up Roy. Now, Roy is a young peacock, and he's beautiful. We've named him after the rainbow. He's sweet and friendly. He'll eat right out of your hands. He's getting along with our chickens and ducks and cats and dogs and everything else that I've adopted so far. And things are going great. But after a while, I start feeling a little bad from him. I've coupled off really well. I'm happy, and he deserves the same. So into the trash Jeep we go, and we go and pick up, after a longer drive, Kevin. Who's a girl, by the way. Kevin's a girl. And the two of them pair off really well. They're happy. They're happy. They're coupled. But here's the thing. I have an Instagram account. People now know that I have peacocks. And once people know, they know. So I get a notice one day, ding, on my Instagram account from a friend who says, "Hey, I know you have your peafowl. One of my neighbors needs to quickly get rid of one of his peacocks." And do you guys hear the red flags? Because I didn't hear the red flag. Into the trash Jeep we go. Let's go pick this guy up. It's Thursday night in the summer. What else am I gonna do? We get to the place, the guy's really nice, and he's like, here they are, and he's got 3 peacocks in a fairly small enclosure. I see why you need to get rid of one. 2 of them are kind of bald. Not that one. It's that one, he says. Red flag number 1. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. Let's go give him a try. And he goes, okay, I'm going to see if I can get him. It's the summer, and he starts putting on gloves and a hoodie. Red flag number 2. I'm missing it. He can't get him. This bird's flying all over the place. Peacocks can fly, in case you're wondering, and they fly pretty well, straight up in the air. So this bird's flying up and down, can't get him. We go in there, we're trying to get him. We've got this demon bird finally quartered in the corner of a coop, and he's up on the ceiling, and we're grabbing at him, and he comes down and he slices me right down the front of my face, and I'm bleeding, and we get him, and the boys get him, and my husband and this guy have just bundled him up, and they're holding him, and he's screeching, and I'm bleeding, and we get out of the coop, and I spit out some blood, and I go, great, we'll take him. So we get him in the car, in a dog crate. And as we're leaving, the guy with this giant grin on his face is like, he goes, my kids are calling him Minty, by the way, like mint chocolate chip. And on the way home, over the noise of a screaming, irate peacock, my husband's like, hey, maybe he's so mad because his name is stupid. And I'm like, what? His name is stupid. Let's call him Chip instead. Okay. So we get him home. It's not the name. It's the bird. So I try everything I can do to gentle this bird. I want to make him friendly. He's my new little baby. Like, he's so happy. We have Sweet Roy, we have Sweet Kevin. They're great. What's wrong with this one? I go online, I look it up. It looks like you can just, their favorite food is like cat food. So we try to like get them cat food and maybe like they can eat out of our hands. Like can he eat out of my hands? The other ones eat out of our hands. He doesn't eat out of my hands. We're trying here. And at this point, it's pretty clear it's not the name. Chip is the problem in himself. And at this point, still no kids. We have cats, dogs, Instagram, which is kind of a burden, chickens, ducks, a bunch of the 3 peafowl now. It is now peacock mating season. There is screaming happening from every direction. Did you know that peacocks scream? I didn't know that peacocks scream. Apparently they scream. I am completely overwhelmed. So I did the only thing I could possibly think of to do. And I left the country. Obviously. Not for no reason. My brother was getting married, and my sister-in-law has this knack for making everything fabulous and beautiful and special. So when they have a small, intimate family wedding, they don't just have a little backyard picnic. She rented a private villa just outside of Rome. And we're in this beautiful Italian villa, which comes with a private chef and a waiter who looks exactly like young Johnny Depp. Like, it's amazing. Bringing us champagne up in our rooms in this private villa, and I'm like, this is it. All of my problems are now behind me. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm a villa person now. Like, none of this other stuff matters. Nobody has my number. We did not get an international data plan. Everything is gone. The only person who can even reach out to me is my dear friend Kelly, who has agreed to watch this insane farm that we've left behind, and she doesn't need me for any reason, right? Bing. It's my phone. It's Kelly. Oh my God, Kate, I am so sorry. Your bird escaped. I didn't have to ask which one. Look, this is like a peasant problem, okay? This is a peasant problem. I don't need this. I'm a private villa person. I don't need this right now. But I'm sorry, Kelly. All right, I will handle this. So I just grab my phone and I quick get on Facebook and I just throw up a post that's like, hey, look, it's peacock mating season. My Randy peacock is on the loose. The only thing he likes more than sex is like cat food or whatever. So like if you see him trying to like exchange sexual favors with your cat for food, just like let me know or let my friend Kelly know and we'll just come pick him up or whatever, right? Throw my phone, drink my champagne, go to my brother's wedding. Don't think a thing about it until the morning. I start feeling pretty bad for Kelly. Like, I don't know, maybe she like wants this bird back for some reason or something. So I check my phone and I have like hundreds of messages, hundreds of notifications, maybe thousands. I don't know. A local greenhouse has shared my post. No one's seen Chip. Like, let's not get excited here. But everyone's pretty excited about the post, right? Okay, so they think it's funny or something, and it's getting shared around. By the time I get back on American soil, the local papers picked it up, the Washington Post has picked it up, WTOP has picked it up. I'm getting calls from local radio shows and morning shows that would like to interview us. Fox News, NBC, they want to do interviews in my redneck backyard. I am once again back to being completely overwhelmed. But the plus side of this is that now we have a whole community of people who are looking for Chip. Great, because I really want him back. We finally get a notice that someone has seen Chip, and he's still at this same house in the morning. So we load up the trash Jeep and off we go early in the morning to go get Chip. Now, here's the thing about peacocks. If you can remember, they can fly. And in my head, I was like, we'll just go get this bird and we're going to bring him home. And it's end of the story, right? Wrong. We get there. He is still there, correct. 35 feet up in a tree, just hanging out. Nothing I can do to move this guy. All right. So I pull out my Bluetooth speaker and I start making peacock sounds. I don't know. He's kind of interested. I switch to maybe peahen sounds, maybe you like the ladies. He's a little interested, but he's not that interested. We spend the rest of the day chasing this bird around somebody's property, a whole zip code away from mine. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. It's the middle of the summer. It is hot. I am tired. Why do we want this bird? Finally, he goes into a pine tree and he starts hopping up branches. And I was like, look, I got this. And I start climbing the pine tree. He goes up a branch. I go up a branch. He goes up a branch. I go up a branch. He goes up a branch. I go up a branch. Next thing I know, I'm 25 feet up in the pine tree. My friend Kelly, bless her, is here trying to help us. There's nothing she can do. She just takes pictures. And finally, even bird brain Chip realizes all he's got to do. He just hops to the next tree over. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of ideas. And climb down the tree, and I'm like, here's what we're going to do. Kelly stays. She hangs out with my bird, watches him in the tree. And I go home, and I get Kevin, because it's mating season. He wants a lady, right? I'll give him a lady. I put her in the cart. Put her in the back of the car. I'm not really sure what he's into. He's never really showed any interest in anything at all except himself. So I put Roy in a cart too in the back just in case. It's modern times, you do you. It's cool. Put him in the back. Drive back the 20 minutes to where this bird is. And my friend has been watching him. He's in the tree. Still. I got the peacock noises going. I got the peahen noises going. I got the real live deals in the back of my car. We are trying to chase him down. We finally get him on the ground. He's going this way. We're going that way. We're turning into sheepdogs trying to get this bird this way, that way, this way, that way. The people in this house who have told us, they've texted us and said they're not home. They're home. I'm watching them do this. Just pretending. We finally get this bird into the back of my car. And I slam the door shut, and we high-five, Kelly and I. We miss. We're exhausted. Screw this. We're done. We're ready to go home. And I'm finally going to take this bird home, and I'm like, this is it. This is the end of the story. This is not the end of the story. I did not bring a crate for this bird. And I'm 20 minutes away from my house on the back roads of Loudoun County where everything's gravel and there's no one in between, in a trash Jeep where if you stand up in the back, you just fall through to the road. So I did the best I could. I put the radio on. I rolled down the windows just a crack, not enough to let him out again. We are not doing this again. And I drive home with an irate, pissed-off peacock in my front seat, making noises while I'm just pretending like everything's normal. We get home. Brian meets me in the back with a sheet. We throw it over the bird. We bundle him up, and we carry him screaming into the back of the house and throw him back in bird jail. And everything's going to be fine. Chip's home. The first opportunity that we got, we took Chip out. Or we kept Chip in, let's not get too excited. But we went out and we got Chip a girlfriend. And then when the opportunity arose, we got him 2 more because I did not want him to leave again. And that was the end of our collection time because I did not feel the need to collect miscellaneous farm animals anymore. I finally got my babies, 2 of them, plural. But so did Chip. Chip, at the moment, is raising 3 tiny little feathered demons that are proof positive that his behavior problems are purely genetic and nothing else. So if anybody would like to have a nervous breakdown sometime about in the spring, they need to go live somewhere else. And I've got a bird for you, so let me know.